Hello and welcome to REMORANDOM, a celebration of everything interesting. Today's episode is a special one. I'm going to chat with good friend of REMORANDOM, Nigel Marsh, the source of some of our best ideas, and we'll be getting into that soon enough. I personally know Nigel for a long time. Our kids attended the same public school here in Sydney. Nigel is an interesting bloke and originally English. You'll figure that out soon enough anyway. From leading global ad agencies here in Australia to launching global movements such as Earth Hour, Nigel's career bridges the boardroom and the world of big ideas. Best known for his hit TED Talk, recorded, I can say proudly, at the very first TEDxSydney in 2010, how to make work-life balance work, and his international best-selling book, Fat, 40 and Fired. Nigel's journey is all about asking those big questions, which led him to create his own award-winning podcast called 5 of My Life. And in this, I'll let him tell you about it more, but it's a unique format where interviewees reveal insights into their lives, lessons and stories by choosing one book, one film, one song recommendation. Anyway, enough of intro. Let's get stuck into it. Nigel, you there?
Yeah, mate, good morning. Lovely to be here.
You've got that thing in front of your face. I can't really see you.
But if I put it down, can you still hear me?
Yeah,
can
that's
you hear
fine.
me? Yeah, okay,
yeah, that's good. Gee, thanks for joining me on relatively short notice. Claudia's off this week, and I thought it gave me an opportunity to sort of get down and dirty with you, and talk about some of the ideas that you've contributed to the book series, and I'm very grateful for that. Actually, you have had quite a bit to do with REMORANDOM. You gave a very entertaining speech at the launch of the very first REMORANDOM. I'll probably include a link to that at the base of the video. Melanie still talks about. Melanie still talks about it.
I think she was the star from memory.
Yeah. So, as people know, well, I hope they know, almost half of the ideas for the book just fly in randomly from all sorts of directions to me. And on the few occasions that we've talked about the book, you've got a good hit rate with what you've suggested, and I've really enjoyed the 3 that we've chosen to chat about today that have appeared in Remoranda. Is that the plural? Memoranda 3, 4, and 5. So the first one was the shipping forecast in 3. The second was Christian crosses in 4, and in 5, which is soon to be sent to subscribers, we talk about Parkrun. So shall we kick it off with shipping forecast? And do you want me to tell people what it is before you get into it, or you'll just give us a quick summary?
No, you explain what it is, and then I will. I'll tell you why it means so much to me.
Well, it's a seemingly incomprehensible BBC radio broadcast of weather reports and forecasts for the seas surrounding the British Isles. So it's produced by the UK Meteorological Office, the Met Office, and on behalf of the Maritime Coast Guard Agency, and it's been broadcast since 1924. So it's over 100 years. For over 100 years, this thing has been happening. And the purpose of it is to give fishermen and sailors and commercial ships navigating those waters just a kind of an idea of what the water's going to look like today. The trigger was this boat called the Royal Charter, which was returning from a voyage to Australia and was wrecked in a very strong storm off Anglesey, and 450 people lost their lives. So in response to this tragedy, there was a Vice Admiral Robert Fitzroy, the first professional weather forecaster. In fact, he came up with a word, forecaster, coined the term, proposed this forecast, which oddly happens at very particular times of the day, at 48 minutes past midnight, 5:20 in the morning, 12:01 in the afternoon, and 5:54 in the afternoon. I don't exactly know why. But because it needs to be delivered very efficiently, they've come up with this kind of almost code where in formulaic way they describe the area, and all of the areas are very romantically and oddly named: Viking, 40s, dagger, things like that. And then the wind speed and the rain forecast and the precipitation and the visibility, all sort of very elegantly within this staccato sentence of words, which I didn't understand, but I guess some people must understand. It's better to listen to it than have it explained to you. And there's a link on the website and a QR code in the chapter of the book where we give people the opportunity to listen to sort of hours worth of it if they want to. So it's a sort of this odd, quirky English thing, and the one that happens after midnight or between midnight and 1 a.m. is particularly special for people who stay up that late, because it's traditionally preceded by the playing of this light orchestral piece called "Sailing By," composed by Ronald Binge in 1963, and it's soothing. You know, people at that time of the day use the shipping forecast as a way to calm down. And because it's led in by this piece of music, that bit of music has become very special for lots of people and gets played at funerals and maybe just funerals, maybe not weddings. I'm not sure. So it's a very important sort of interesting part of British culture. The actor Olivia Colman, who was playing the Queen in The Crown, confessed in a 2017 Vanity Fair interview that listening to the shipping forecast through an earpiece helped her keep emotions in check while filming some of the more emotional scenes in The Crown. So that was a little quirky snippet. So that's kind of what it is. And tell me your connection to it. And
Yeah. So there's three reasons why I sort of recommended it for your wonderful book series. So the first is it's a core childhood memory. So I must have heard that song "Sailing By" and the way that they do the weather report. You know, Dogger, Fisher, Bight, North at Sierra, South at Sierra, not even knowing that those were regions of the sea. Right. So as a child, as a 5-year-old, as a 10-year-old, as a teenager, as a young man, you just hear this constant thing. It's like a poem or a Gregorian chant. So it's a really, really core formative memory. I don't know, just like if you lived near a church and the church bells went every morning or whatever else. It just was there, an ever-present thing. So that's thing one. It's just like if you are English and have lived in England and have parents who have Radio 4 on, you will have heard that thousands of times. It's thousands of times in the background, and at the specific times that you mentioned. But the second reason why I love it, and I'm very proud that it's in the Memorandum book, it's actually quite a profound lesson in how things can have enormous meaning beyond their original intention. So every single thing that you spoke about, which is true and interesting about the shipping forecast, has got bugger all to do with me. I couldn't care less. I don't need to know what the wave height is in North at Sierra. I mean, but I really, really value what the shipping forecast means to me. So I imbue meaning upon it that's got nothing to do with ships, nothing to do with weather. And you think, well, how can that be? And you go, well, hey, welcome to life. You know, we do that all the time, where we transfer meaning to things, to objects or music. That you know when bands do they have fans that they don't want. and you go, well, it's tough luck. You put it out
Yep.
there, and then some political party or something has taken your song to mean the opposite of what you thought. You know, I don't know, born in the USA or whatever it is. So
Can I do the Trump things in my hands? The YMCA.
I just think it's a sensational, never to be bettered example of that, where there will be millions of people around the world who the shipping. Well, Olivia Colman, what a brilliant example. You know, one of Oscar-winning actress on set. And trust me, she's not listening to it because she wants to know what the wind is like in Dogger and Fisher and Bite. She's listening to it for the reasons that I'm talking about. But the third reason, which is very, very close to my heart, is it's been going for 100 years. And it doesn't bend or change. It has a format. And I am a format junkie. Right, I love it, which is what I do with 5 of my life. It's not 6 of my life or 4 of my life, or you don't want to do a film, it's a TV thing. You can all fuck off. This is the format.
I know.
Yeah. So the shipping forecast, you go, oh, it's a bit long for modern days, or why are we? No. It is what it is. It will never change. And if you don't like it, listen to something else. Right,
Yes.
which you go, you know, in life, rather than, you know, working out, again, it could be politics. You know, let's do a focus group and find out what people want. You go, hold on, how about being? I mean, you and I probably read similar books. You know, being a lighthouse brand where you go, I am what I am, and I'm not forcing anyone to listen to it. But it just is what it is. So you go, wow, 100 years you've been, you know, they haven't updated the music. You go, oh, Sailing By, couldn't we have, I don't know, some rap? Or you go, no, we've chosen the music.
This reminds me of all the advice you ever give me about staying the course with the memorandum, which is great.
Well, and you listen to it, mate. And I have to say, on Memorandum, to blow some smoke up your backside.
Oh, please.
So you know, I think we could both be called curious roosters. But we are over entertained and we are over informed as a society. And what I feel the world needs and what I need is curation. So there is limitless interesting things. I can just go onto Google and there's all human knowledge at the tip of my finger. So I need someone or something to curate what is interesting, because I haven't got. I could live to 120 and not even get through the interesting things that have happened in India or America yesterday. And you, mate, are one of those curators, and a curator needs credibility and a track record. So your books, which I can't recommend highly enough, you go, do you know what? I haven't got the time to read everything that's interesting, because that would take me 70,000 centuries. But I can sit down with one of your brilliant books and go, wow, that's fascinating. Thank you, Remo, for bringing... So you are like the sieve that brings... You know, there are 10 million interesting things, but they're really brilliant ones. How many do you have in each book?
90.
Yeah. You go, brilliant. So courtesy of Remo, here come 90 really interesting things that you get your head around. So there you go. That's my ad for you, mate.
Thank you for that, Nigel. Thanks. Which brings us to the next idea, which is Christian crosses. So I don't know if I have to actually.
No.
Everyone knows what a Christian cross is, although I did learn that the cross with the figure of Christ affixed to it is called a crucifix, as opposed to the cross. And so, you know, you see crosses in churches and cemeteries, on Bibles, on jewelry, but Catholic, Anglican, and Lutheran depictions are often crucifixes, just to sort of emphasize that it's Jesus who's the important thing, rather than just the cross in isolation. And this chapter of Memorandum just rattles through the 15 basic variations of the Christian cross, and you know, I won't list them all. You can see them in the book. I will point out that the Jerusalem cross looks like something that was tattooed on the current Department of War there in the United States. It's got something to do with the crusade, yeah, I mean, there's lots of crosses. And
mate, you've beaten the interest out of this subject. Everything not interesting, courtesy of Remo. Can I take over the talking stick and save this story? Fuck's sake.
Please. Rescue.
God, I laugh. So there's two reasons why I suggested this for your fabulous book, and I love it. One is about paying attention and noticing. So, are you aware of a book called London Above Eye Level?
No, but I can imagine what it's about.
John Murray. Where just go, you walk down Oxford Street or any famous street in London, and you go, oh, there's Topshop, there's Zara, there's McDonald's, there's Benetton or whatever it is. But if you raised your gaze up a bit, you go, oh my God, there's the most amazing gargoyle made in the 7th century depicting, there's all this incredible stuff that you walk past that you don't notice. And a Christian cross, you go, I imagine if you ask people, no one's religious anymore, what's a Christian cross? They draw a cross and that would be fine. But you go, yeah, go and walk through a graveyard. And you go, hold on, I thought they were all the same. You go, no, they aren't all the same. There's not 15, there's 115 slightly different. So that there's point one is it's about noticing. This thing that you thought was common absolutely isn't. There isn't a Christian cross. There are thousands of the fucking things. The second thing that's really bloody interesting is the reason they're different isn't some design knob jockey wanted to make it look nicer. That the reason they're different is fascinating. Oh my Lord, it's not a small thing. The reason why someone's put an extra crossbeam on it is so they can put on King of the Jews. The reason why someone's put, as you say, Jesus on it is because he should be more important than the cross. That they all have incredibly meaningful reasons behind the difference, where if you get interested in that, which is what your wonderful book does, you go, okay, well, next time I walk through a cemetery and I notice there's a cross and it's got 3 crossbars, I might go home and flip through Remo's book and find out why. Or click onto Google and go, well, why has that one got a circle on it? And you go, it's a whole new world for something that's so commonplace. And you go, well, just open your eyes, lads. Just like walking down the street and raising your eyes to the heavens. You just have a notice. You go, that church has got a cross and it's slightly different to other ones. And they haven't it's not just by mistake. They've done it for a really specific reason.
The 3 crossbar one is called the Papal Cross, if anyone's interested. Or the Cross of Salem, which has got a big, long one in the middle and 2 short ones at the top. I don't see that hanging around many necks, though. So the Latin or Roman cross is the winner in terms of, the survival of the fittest cross. It's the one.
Back to the point about the shipping forecast, where things gain a different meaning or are misunderstood. I put this in one of my books, a true story. I was in New York and there was a stand where people were selling trinkets, and a woman, a young teenage girl, was buying a necklace, and there were the necklaces with crucifixes, with crosses, and some with crucifixes, and the bloke handed her one. And she went, no, I want one with the little man on it. And I felt like, taking her aside and go, sweetheart, it's not just a little, have you got any, for her, just a piece of jewellery? And, so.
I think I can match that story. We were walking into a church with our kids, and my mother, when she was alive, it was someone's funeral or someone's wedding, I forget. And my son, Roman, I don't know how old he was, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not very good at picking ages, even of my own children. With my mother, who's very Catholic. I have no religion really, but my mother's very Catholic. And Roman points to the crucifix with Jesus on it as we're entering the church and said, Dad, why is that man's feet bleeding?
Why is he wearing a nappy? Yeah. Yeah.
I know, so much for my religious instruction to my children. I always think it's quite hypocritical that I'm the godfather to a number of kids around the world. But which brings us inelegantly to our third story, which is in the latest book that's not even in people's hands yet, but will be soon. And it's about Parkrun. And so Parkrun, just give you the quick...
No, is this going to be better than the previous one? You can't massacre Parkrun, Remo.
No.
You make it exciting.
Let me have a mouthful of ginger tea, see if I can get the energy up.
Please. I want to hear you describe Parkrun, and I don't want to be put off it.
No. Well, this is definitely a cool thing, because I also like things that accidentally become, global movements on the smell of an oily rag. So this guy, Paul Stinton Hewitt, who I believe you've interviewed for Five of My Life. We're going to get to that, I hope. He was recovering from an injury and a divorce. And he wanted to create this free, friendly, accessible running event for people of all abilities. And he started with a simple 5-kilometre run with 13 friends in Bushy Park in London. And the concept was simple. It was like a weekly timed 5K run, not a race, in a local park, free of charge, organised by volunteers. So word spread quickly, and by 2007, Parkrun had expanded to multiple locations throughout the UK. They introduced digital timing, barcodes, online results, so people kind of track their progress. And a T-shirt program where different T-shirts were available to runners who had done a certain number of these runs. So by 2009, only 2 years later, the Parkrun had spread way beyond the UK, launching in Denmark, popping up in Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, Poland, like a real grassrootsy. What was it about this thing that just made it so appealing? It wasn't a race. I think, so people compete enough in their regular lives, I think, without needing everything to be a race. This was kind of a race with yourself, if anything, just to sort of see if you could better your time. But it was also super inclusive. You could walk if you wanted. You didn't have to run. And such a great community, thing. Oftentimes I'm told that, the coffee after the run is as important as the run itself. So wherever you are in the world, you can, look up if there's a local park run, join that park run. People, short of the secret handshake, everyone kind of knows that everyone's there for the same beautiful reason. And that's why I think it has really captured the global imagination. And it's also been highly influential in terms of public health policies and various, like the NHS in the UK partnered with Parkrun, and doctors recommended to patients to improve not just their fitness, but also their mental health. So Parkrun has also become this platform for a whole bunch of different social causes, and many locations hold themed events and for charities and encourage participation. So maybe the secret sauce there was designed from the get-go to be this inclusive community thing and not necessarily a competitive race. But it has captured the imaginations of people that you would know and lots of people that you wouldn't know all over the world. And it's captured Nigel Marsh's imagination, obviously. So when did you, what's your Parkrun story?
So there's sort of two reasons why I've chose it.
Wait a minute, you usually have three reasons for everything.
I know, mate, but I did Mr. Authenticity. Here we come. If I've got two, it's two. It is one, I adore it. It's just the most fabulous thing, and I'm sort of jealous of it. I co-founded a thing called Earth Hour, that's a global movement. I founded a thing called the Sydney Skinny, which is a community movement. And neither of them are as good as Parkrun. Parkrun is that there is nothing wrong with Parkrun. It's all good. And when I interviewed him, the advice I gave and give you regularly is, friends with Paul, and I give him advice, is the most likely thing is you're going to fuck it up. Right? The most likely thing is some idiot is going to say, how do we monetize it? Oh, let's just charge $1. Oh, what about people who want to do 10K, not 5? What about the... Right, and you go, no, listen, fuckwits. It's the shipping forecast. It's Parkrun. It is what it is. It's fantastic. 10 million people have registered and everyone is welcome. And, oh, I want to win. Well, you can't, right? So he had this idea, and then when I was ranting at him, saying, don't let it, be messed up. He said, Nigel, I had that 4 years in. I had the money on the table. Unbelievable. This huge health company.
Corporate?
Yeah. And he was doing it. It was, he wasn't being paid. It was costing him money. He was legally liable if someone fell over. He didn't have any insurance. So his life, you go, oh my God, this is taking it over. And someone on the table, £750,000, and don't worry, you can trust us. We will. And he said, Nigel, I hadn't met you by then, but exactly what you are saying to me went through my head, because year one, they keep it the same. And year two, they go, actually, you have to wear, I'm not going to mention names, Booper's T-shirt or whatever. So he didn't do it. And it's now been going for 20 years and blah, blah, blah. So I can't recommend Parkrun. I mean, I've done 150 in 5 different countries and whatever else. But so listen to the 5 of My Life with the founder, because it's brilliant, and read the chapter in Memorandum. But the second reason I chose it, mate, which I think is, for me, is almost like more important, is I love people and I interview people who create something that makes the world slightly better. So I've interviewed, for example, Ronnie Khan, Oz Harvest, or Andrew Penfold, Australian Indigenous Education Foundation, or David Handley, Sculptures by the Sea, or Paul Sinton Hewitt, Parkrun, or William Zeekart, Poetry Pharmacy. Just people who or Remo, who does Memorandum. People who you get, what? It's just making the world slightly nicer. Now, that probably means that you're living in swinging poverty, but it makes the world slightly nicer, and we should all be very grateful and support those people.
How's Paul's energy now with it? Is he still?
Yeah, he went through a dip, because as you know, it's hard yards, and no one thanks you. Every now and then someone does, but in reality, you'll be slogging your guts out, and someone comes and say, "Ooh, there wasn't a marshal at the turn." You think, how about what? I think what you meant to say was, "Thank you very, very much for putting this event on." I had a situation. Again, I've written about this, but the Sydney Skinny is an event that happens every year. And we put it on.
Well, you're burying the lead there. People aren't going to know that the Sydney Skinny is a nude annual swim.
It's a nude ocean swim. And we get, 2,000 people doing it every year, blah, blah, blah. But one year, someone wrote to me and said, I love the Sydney Skinny. It's just wonderful. It's a community. It does all the things that Parkrun does, but not as well, because it's only once a year and you've got to get your clothes off. Anyway, but it changes people's lives, and it's about body image and community, and everyone's in. It's a lovely thing, and we raise money for charity and blah blah blah. Anyway, and someone wrote an email to me. I love the Sydney Skinny. I've done 4. It's brilliant. I love what you did, but I've noticed that next year there will be a barbecue, and sausages are carcinogenic, and I don't feel I can support the event anymore. And I sort of wrote back sweetly going, thank you so much for getting in touch, and thank you for doing it 4 times. And are you referencing the barbecue that has a vegan option and is going to be staffed by a cancer surgeon whose charity we are raising money for? Is that what you take from this event, that you can buy a sausage? You go, I think you should need to take a good look at yourself. And
well, I I thought you were going to reference some kind of potential hazard with naked people and barbecue plates. But, okay, well, we've come to the end of our time, and I'm so grateful that you, even with that bright window behind you, which is completely... So, Nigel, thanks so much. And so folks, REMORANDOM, you can buy the books online, you can subscribe, hop in now, you'll get number 5 of My Life podcast, super interesting. I was interviewed there even, and I'll have all those links in the show notes, but you can Google 5 of My Life. Thanks, Nigel, and have a great rest of the day. I appreciate it. And darling, I'm sorry, I know white middle-aged guys, you kept saying to me I need guests who aren't white and middle-aged, but this is a particularly nice one, so thanks, Nigel.
Pleasure, mate.